Come.
For the next POI on the POI. Oh my fucking god! I forgot I took this pressure off this. Okay. For the next POI in the POI tier list, we are doing Fort Razor. It is a tier 3 POI, and I believe it's new to the after alpha update. So it is kind of interesting to see. I have done this before though. You'll see. I don't love this one. Good, the health bar is showing now. There's already a ton of... Here's the thing. There's already a ton of, fort POIs. So... making another one already doesn't... Oh, fuck. Already isn't instilling confidence within me, you know? Like, there's already so many of these. Like, if you literally search fort in the POI teleporter, you get, like, 30 of these. And I'm not joking. It might not be 30, but, like... Watch. Fort Camo, Fort Bags, Fort Quonset, Fort Razor, Fort Choppa. Okay, Fort Choppa's the last one. So there's 6, like 5. I don't know. It's dumb. It's dumb. And that's all the tier 3s. There's still, like, you know, Red Mesa. There's still, Installation Blue Ridge. There's still U.S. Army Outpost 7. Like, there's so many of these. And I get why, right? You know, it's supposed to be like a zombie apocalypse. The military is definitely going to step in, you know? But, like, it's just interesting with how many of these there are. It's crazy. But, I digress. To start, there's a lot of gas. So that's good. If you are someone who needs gas, it's not a bad POI to do. It's also one of the POIs where they kind of test the limits on a lot of things. For instance, they put a lot of the new prefab buildings, which are the ones on the right here, like these tents. They also put a ton of, they use the new sandbag boxes, like the sand boxes right here, which are kind of cool. They also have a lot of hills and like a lot of like elevation changes. They're kind of getting a lot more comfortable, I've noticed, with elevation changes in POIs like this. And I like that. I think that's good. They definitely need to keep practicing with them. And this is the end loot already. So, like, yeah, it's literally just clearing out a bunch of the new tents. A fuck ton of soldier zombies. A lot of gas. Right? You know, 22. You got 32. You got a couple barrels over here. Right? So you're definitely going to get a few hundred gas at minimum here. If you actually, like, search them all, you could easily get over, you know, 300 gas plus. Resource collection-wise, there is not much. Okay, it's a pretty barren place. Like, there is, you know, like, there's a couple, maybe, you know, of these and the TVs and the medical piles you can loot. Like, that's loot, technically. But, like, resource-wise, it's barren. There isn't really any resources here. And by resources, I mean, like, you know, is there metal? Is there electrical parts, mechanical parts? You know what I mean?
Master, we are not alone.
There's just not a lot. And so, keep in mind when you come here, you are really coming here for the end loot, or for a quest, or for the XP. Good news is, there's not many, there's not a whole lot. It's a pretty quick and easy tier 3. Nothing too difficult. So, horde base-wise F tier. Unless you, like, have a challenge of some kind, where you want to, like, live in, like, this kind of base, it's F tier. It's a terrible horde base. Like, I'm sorry, but the walls here are not going to hold up to late game hordes. It's pointless. Don't do that. So F tier for horde base. Like resources, I'm going to say D tier. I mean, there's gas, you know, there's some paper, but it's not that's maybe a little bit of mechanical parts, but it's not a lot. So D tier on the resources. Loot, I'm going to give it a C. I mean, like, there isn't a lot. Again, it's besides the end loot. And the only reason why I'm giving that C tier is because the end loot's so easy to get to compared to other POIs. But, like, besides the end loot, there's a food pile, like, a couple, like, military boxes, like, wooden boxes, and like, a medical pile in this duffel bag. And that's it. That's it. The only resources you can get, really, that are good are from this excavator and this military truck. Outside of that, there's nothing, you know? So, horde base F, resources D, loot C, creativity F. It's just, it's not creative. This is a new POI, and we have 100 of these fucking forts already. I don't care. We have 5, but like, that's a lot, and they're all like almost the exact same. I don't like that. They're just these small like encampments. There's some tier 4s that are like small encampments too, so it's not just tier 3s. There's tier 4s like this as well. So I'm just gonna have to give this like a D tier. I don't think it's worth F. I think these 3 specifically are just such bad POIs. I don't want to put it down there, but it is definitely not a tier 3 that I love. I do not like it unless you're going for the quick smash and grab. Every other capacity, it's just not good. It's just not. So F tier to Fort Razor. I guess we're starting now. Next POI is the Fort Camo. Okay, we're starting. So off rip, you know, it's a very open one like the previous POI, but the previous one had a little bit of that barrier. This doesn't have that. It's just an open POI, but it's a tier 4. So it's kind of interesting, right? Like, it's kind of weird. Like, how the fuck are you a tier 4 POI, but you're smaller, it seems like. There's a lot more zombies and dogs, which is obviously really fun. It's got a little more resources as well. Like, it has a computer server room right here, so you can get some electrical parts. If you own the worst perk ever created, known as Infiltrator, which if you have Infiltrator, I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry that you wasted the points and you're new to the game. But yeah, it's the only POI that Infiltrator may be decent, because it's the only POI that actually has not only, it's one of the POIs that has a ton of landmines surrounding it. So you can actually steal the landmines and use them for yourself. So, I mean, in that regard, it's pretty good, you know? You can steal all the landmines. You got a, you know, crate here, a lot of gas. Stop. Over here, it's like a military dorm room for a few zombies. Got a little bit of ammo in here as well, but nothing too, like, over the top crazy. It's nothing insane. So overall, the encampment isn't insanely great. You do have some zombies over here. So if it is a quest, I would recommend coming over here as well, just so you can make sure you get them all. But again, loot is barren. Not a lot, especially for a tier 4. So outside of the landmines, you're pretty much here for the killing and nothing else. Yeah, just be careful. Keep an eye out for zombies. There's gonna be a couple up here. This opens that trap door we saw right there. There is gonna be zombies down there, so, you know, get ready for a fight. It is a tier 4. Remember, guys, this is a tier 4 POI. But luckily, they all kind of just decided, hey, we'll just fall down the hole for you. And, yeah. So, let's go check out down here. We got, oh, it's like a, you know, it's like a secret underground base. It's not really a secret if you have the military all above you, but, like, I mean, to be honest, our military just does sit right in front of us, and we don't give a fuck. We're just like, oh, what's that? Area 51? Oh, okay. Yeah, you can have aliens there, and we just accept it. We don't even, like, question the fact that there's a military base that has, like, you know, a, like, theory that there's aliens there. Like, I love how we just accept this as Americans, if you're American watching this. Like, we don't, like, question anything. We just accept it. Am I the only one a little confused by that? Like, I know we're getting a little off topic with the POI tier list, but, like, we kind of just accept the fact that, you know, we think there are aliens that the US government is hiding from us, and, like, nobody cares. You know what? Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyways, yeah, a ton of electrical parts down here, so, you know, that's good. The end loot right here, which is nice. So, resource-wise, I mean, I'll give it a C. I'll give it a B. You know what I mean? Like, it has a lot of mechanical stuff and a lot of electrical stuff down here. So I'll give it a B tier because it also has, It also has a bunch of like vehicles, right? So you have like you have a couple trucks, and then you have the big truck right there. You also have the cement mixer for more mechanical parts. You also have some gas up here, some tires. So that's all well and lovely. You also apparently have the fucking Fat Man Conference. What in the goddamn? I've killed 6 of you in like the past 10 seconds. There's 4 of them. What? Why? Why is there so many? Okay, well. So resource-wise, mechanical, electrical parts out the ass. Lovely. You also have electrical parts down in the basement. Lovely. You also have the gas that you can do this to, which is obviously really fucking cool. And this too. So it's obviously a fun time. But outside of that, there's not really much other resources, so we'll just give it a B. Just to be fair. Loot. Okay. Loot, we're gonna give it a C tier. Here's why. End loot, not bad, right? There's some, chemistry stations, you got some ammo piles and stuff like that throughout the base, so it's not terrible. It's not great. The reason why I'm giving it C tier and not like D is because at least you can get the landmines if you have the infiltrator perk. I almost never use landmines, but, if you, for some apparent reason, are going perception only because you're a sociopath, and you decide to spec into an infiltration, then cool. You can pick up all the landmines this place has, and even, like, start a quest here and reset them all, and then grab more, and then you can set them up around your base, and they'll be pretty useful. So, I'll give it a C for loot, sorry. Just to be fair. So B for resources, C for loot. Creativity, again, I'm gonna do D tier. I think it's the same as the other fort. I don't think this one is that great. It's like, it also doesn't make sense. Like, why the fuck would you have a, like, underground fort like this underneath another military installation like this? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Like, even like a nuclear fallout shelter, I don't think being that, like, under that ground would help. So, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really love the creativity of it. I think it's just another fucking 4 of these prefabs that they just built that they wanted to show off, and I respect that, but it's just not the greatest. So, creativity D. Horde base, if you need me to fucking answer this, it's F. Okay? It's an underground horde base. I hate those. Not only that, but, like, the only place that you could actually really truly build the horde base would be down there. The only way I could see this working is if you made a horde base down there, broke the staircase right here, and put the fighting position up here. That's the only way I could see this potentially working, but there's literally only 4 fucking supports on this building, which means the zombies will instantly break it. So, F tier. It's bad. It's not good in any possible way. Like, you can't fucking set up here. I'm sorry. Like, I apologize, but you cannot set up base here. Forgive me, but it is not a good place. So, overall, right? Horde base F, creativity D, loot C, and resources B. We're gonna give it a C tier. We're gonna be a little generous here for fort camo. C for camo, you know what I'm saying? But it's just, it ain't it. It ain't it.